that I've said it once and I will say it again. The real enemies of my people are right here, not in Vietnam. And we who follow the most honorable Elijah Muhammad take no parts in wars. As the Holy Quran teaches us, we take parts in no wars on the side of infidels or Christians or non-believers in Islam. No wars unless it's declared by Almighty God, Allah Himself, or His messenger. So the thing is, what type punishment or what type persecution would I receive here in America for my religion? That's the whole point.
Well, Champ, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad advised you to go into the service.
He don't advise us. He don't advise us nothing of what to do. This is a test that all Muslims go through. As the Holy Quran teaches us, who is he to say that he believes and not be tried? We all must be tested and tried by Allah to see if we are sincere in faith, even if it means face machine gun fire. So I'm ready to die.
Muhammad Ali wasn't just a boxer. He was a cultural reckoning, a man who fought not just with gloves but with values, who stood not just in the ring but on principle. This is a story of a champion who became far greater outside the ropes. In an era when fame was about compliance, Muhammad Ali chose confrontation. He stared down the American war machine, refused to cower before racial injustice, and transformed his personal journey into a public stand. He didn't wait for consensus, he created it. In an age where we debate whether athletes should speak, Ali risked everything to say what he needed to be said. This story matters because it teaches us what it truly means to put your legacy on the line for what you believe. Born in 1942 in Jim Crow era of Louisville, Kentucky, Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. grew up surrounded by segregation and racial injustice. His father painted signs, his mother a devout Baptist, instilled in him spiritual values and self-worth. At age 12, his bike was stolen, and in his fury, he vowed to whoop the thief. A local police officer and boxing coach, Joe Martin, advised him to learn how to fight first. That moment marked the beginning of his journey in boxing, but his real awakening came from the outside world. He was profoundly moved by the murder of Emmett Till and the casual racism he experienced firsthand. After winning Olympic gold in Rome in 1960, he returned home to find he still wasn't welcome in certain restaurants. The story goes that in disgust, he threw his gold medal into the river. A symbol of victory did not translate to equality at home. These events forged a worldview in Ali where boxing was never just sport, it was resistance.
A part of a richer story. It's 1967. More and more American men are being drafted to fight in Vietnam. Urban rebellions have struck many major American cities, and social unrest on college and high school campuses abounds unabatedly. Amidst this turmoil, world-renowned boxer Muhammad Ali publicly refused to be inducted into the Vietnam War. He's eviscerated by the press. Some reporters even branded him as a coward. Others admired his conviction. On June 4th, 1967, he sat amongst a group of 10 men and reiterated to reporters on his refusal to be inducted into the armed forces. The men, who consisted of former and current professional and collegiate athletes, and then attorney Carl Stokes, all stood alongside Ali after failing to change his mind. On principle, they stood in solidarity with Ali and received criticism for their decisions. Just 2 weeks later, an all-white jury found Ali guilty of draft evasion. He was released on bail pending an appeal, but had his passport confiscated and took a hiatus from boxing. In 1971, the Supreme Court reversed his conviction.
Though Ali was briefly exiled from the ring, that didn't stop him. From age 25 to 28, he embarked on a national speaking tour, attending colleges and rallies, preaching civil rights, racial justice, and peace with clarity and courage. He became a voice for the voiceless. Ali's expulsion created an opportunity for a moment of unprecedented solidarity. Civil rights organizations like the SCLC and the SNCC publicly praised his defiance, with SNCC eventually releasing bumper stickers reading "We're the greatest," a twist on Ali's signature phrase, He went from being an isolated protester to a catalytic force in the civil rights movement. Ali's moral clarity began to resonate beyond sports. Journalist Kevin Blackstone remarked that where earlier black sports icons like Jackie Robinson had to swallow their pride to gain acceptance, Ali demanded respect without compromise. His stand forced other leaders to follow suit. A year later, after Ali took his stance, even Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. publicly denounced the Vietnam War. Ali showed America the link between foreign wars and domestic injustices, making it clear that the struggle for black liberation was part of a global movement against oppression. Though initially unpopular, his descent aged into righteousness. Ali didn't ride waves, he made them. And over time, his principled resistance redefined what it meant to be a black athlete and a man of conviction. Ali's transformation didn't end with politics. His spiritual journey was just as radical. Born into a Baptist household, he converted to Islam in 1964 after being introduced to the Nation of Islam by Malcolm X. He renounced his slave name and became Muhammad Ali, a move that scandalized much of America. He refused to accept the name Cassius Clay as his own, which was an assertion of selfhood, faith, and resistance. His humanitarian legacy is just as immense. After retiring from boxing in 1981, Ali dedicated his life to service. He donated millions to feed the hungry, advocated for African American education, and served as an ambassador of goodwill. From Lebanon to Ghana, Sudan to Afghanistan, Ali used his fame to bridge divides. In 1990, he traveled to Iraq during the Gulf War and negotiated the release of 15 American hostages. Despite suffering from Parkinson's disease and against the wishes of the U.S. government, in 1996, he lit the Olympic torch in Atlanta, symbolizing perseverance and global unity. Later appointed as a United Nations Messenger of Peace, he remained a global citizen of conscience until his final days. He built the Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville in 2005 to continue inspiring peace, education, and self-growth. He died a national hero, having lived as one. What would you risk to stand up for your values? Muhammad Ali gave up fame, money, and years of his prime just to do what he felt was right in his soul. Tag someone who fights like that. This is Generational Enrichment, where we don't just talk legacy, we trace it, lift it, and live it. Because remembering isn't enough. Building is required.